There's a bunch of places we can go here. Let's see, just get my bearings on where everything is. That's the actual studium over there. I know you can do studium deliveries, which makes me think that the script vendor might be over there. But also the market board's right here. And the main aetherite's like right... Oh, okay, it's over here. Okay. Well, then first let's go ahead and... I'm going to go ahead and do each one of these. Because plot. With all the unusual wares coming and going at all hours, I expect the assistance of an intrepid adventurer would be highly appreciated. I see no reason why you couldn't undertake any tasks which pique your interest. You have been cleared by immigration officials, after all. I look forward to the day your name is celebrated in Sharlayan in the same way as it is in Eorzea. This place is called the Peristyle, and it is the first stop of cargo unloaded at the docks. You'll find the usual necessities for daily living and other imports, vital to running an island nation, but also supplies that further Sharlayan's pursuit of knowledge, namely, large quantities of books, specimens, and samples. Bunch of nerds. Sorting these stacks certainly seems to keep the attendants busy. Okay, let's head over to the next spot of interest. This path leading out towards the sea is the Thalic Stoa, so named for the statue of the scholar which stands at its side. As you know, the Sharlayan people prize the accumulation of wisdom above all else. Thus, when Thalic was chosen as our patron deity, it was more of a matter of pragmatism than belief, and alignment of principles, as it were. We may have honored him with a rather impressive sculpture, yes, but our faith is not so restrictive as that of, say, the Ishgardians. Individual Sharlayans can, and do, worship the divinities of their choosing. Now that is a sight one could hardly forget, the great statue of Thalic. As the student of Baldesion, I was usually quartered in the Isle of Vol, but I could gaze upon the scholar's wise features every time I returned by ship to the city. Alright, let's go ahead and check out the bar then. And here we are, the last stand. I may have mentioned this before, but although our research into nutrition and food preparation is quite extensive, the average Sharlayan tends to regard seasoning and flavors with certain indifference. How can I put this? The food is, it's bland. As encapsulated by our infamous Archon loaf, the prevailing sentiment towards cuisine is dietary value first and taste distant second. Well, I have to say I completely disagree with that. There was one pupil at the studium, however, who could stomach the food's insipid food no longer, so he quit his lessons and poured all his savings into building a proper eatery. Oh, okay. And so the last stand came to be. It is, as the name implies, the sole dedicated outpost of fine dining in Sharlayan, the one and only bastion of the culinary arts in the Isle of otherwise mediocre fare. I seem to recall their burger being hailed as one of the most impressive items on the menu. Not that I have ever had the pleasure of eating one myself. Because you are typical Sharlayan when it came to cheap and convenient, Gra'ha, but surely Tataru has since taught you how to appreciate a well-prepared dish. We should all stop in when time permits and sample the cafe delights. Shall we press on? The stairs to the side of the cafe there will take us up to the Aetherite Plaza. Okay. Okay, and that's the Archon burger. That's a special one, right? Where is it? Oh wait, it's under here now. Yep, there it is. I haven't bought the 10 ones yet. I think you need purple scripts for that, but yeah, there's the Archon burger. An unusual shape, isn't it? Well, I would look if I could, but I'm stuck on looking at you, Krile. Not that I'm complaining. I assure you, however, that this is a perfectly functioning aetheryte. Remember to attune yourself before we move on. Now, being the diligent tour that I am, I should make mention of the Confluence, a research facility located on this very plaza. Its much vaunted discoveries are the reasons Sharlayan stands at the forefront of teleportation technology. In deciphering the underlying principles of the Allegan Aetherites, it allowed us to understand and reconstruct what was essentially a lost art. And off we go on our next destination. Our path leads northeast to the Agora, Sharlayan's largest marketplace. Make sure to actually tune to it. See, it looks like there's 2 more points of interest. Speaking of aetherites, those teleportation fees do add up after a while, which is why I tended to rely on the far cheaper ferry services. I was pleasantly surprised when Mr. Stataru informed me that the Scions are reimbursed for transportation costs as part of our duties, but I find old habits hard to break. That, and I'd rather not be bothered to fill out all the necessary paperwork. That's the entrance to the Confluence. I have no doubt their expertise will prove useful at some point, so I suggest you remember the way here. Okay, so that's the way to the Confluence. And let's go ahead and check this other point of interest. See right here? Little open-air bookstalls are so uniquely Sharlayan. I'd always thought them the common sight until I visit other nations. Do you mind if I browse the shelves? Ah! Do you mind if I browse the shelves for a moment? There might be some hidden gems I'm yet to read. Only a moment? How optimistic. Feel free to browse all you like, but we won't wait for you here. Oh, perhaps I'll return later then. Gra'ha, please. Let's see. Gemstone trader, materia vendor, yeah, whatever. I'll look around a bit later. Welcome to the Agora, where you can find wares made in Sharlayan, as well as a wide selection of imported goods. Though they used to sell questionable prototypes from various research institutes, but I think that practice has thankfully died out, for the most part. Otherwise, I can think of no other place to stock up for your next big adventure. Am I overselling it? Ahem. On a more serious note, the next stop on our tour is one which has particular relevance to our ultimate purpose here. We must head back to the Aetherite Plaza, follow the path north, then climb the stairs to that imposing building at the very top. Okay, let's see, so... which means that's probably over here. I'll do it later. I'm looking for the script vendor. Either way, let's head up here to the Nefarium. These little decorative features are typical of Sharlayan architecture. Aside from the research wing, our headquarters on the Isle of Vol were rather simple and rustic by comparison. This is the Nefarium, an area dedicated to the blessing of water. For Sharlayans, water represents more than life-sustaining liquid. It is a reminder of the great flood which precipitated the birth of our nations, as well as a symbol of the knowledge which flows from Thaliak's divine vase. This is the reason you see the abundance of fountains throughout the city, and a propensity for utilizing water as a decorative feature in our architecture. That's cool. Let's head up the stairs and do the next objective. Probably the stuffy politics building. This grand structure is before you is the rostra. Rostra? Sure. The name refers to the original public platform erected here, upon which a forum of elected representatives would deliver orations and debate policy. Sure, we'll go with that. Although the stage has since evolved into council chambers, the nature of the forum and the duties of its members remain largely unchanged. Am I boring you, Gra'ha? You seem awfully distracted. My apologies. From here, one can see the entire city spread out below. The vista put me in mind of my arrival in the first. Those who had gathered at the Crystal Tower asked me how they might go about building a new home. Naturally, my answers were all inspired by the knowledge of the finest settlement I could think of, the great city of Sharlayan. And bit by bit, those few buildings grew into a town, a community, the Crystarium. I can almost see its echo. I see. Feel free to come up here whenever you wish. I don't think the counselors would object to you simply enjoying the view. Such memories should be treasured. For now, however, the tour must go on. Our spectacle of sightseeing concludes with the fittingly named Journey's End. Walk down the stairs to the east and continue straight ahead. Yep, right down there. Like she said. Oh, let me grab this first. I don't want to forget. I want to get as many of these as I can, so I don't have to go and run around to get them later. Okay, let's head over to Journey's End. Oh, there's Livier Estate. Oh, right, no extra sightseeing points. We've arrived at Journey's End. History tells us that this was where those who put ashore the Archon Nunkrep built their first homes. In the present day, it serves as the residential district for the most important officials and the oldest Sharlayan families. You'll see that one mansion is clearly larger than its neighbors. That estate belongs to our friends from House Livier. All things considered, we should probably keep our distance for the time being. And with that, we bring our little Sharlayan tour to a close. I hope it has proven an entertaining and enlightening experience. Now, shall we head directly to the Baldesion Annex? You remember the way, don't you, Gra'ha? Let me think. We head down towards the harbor, cross the bridge to our right, and then follow the path below to the Aetheryte Plaza? Correct! After you, Brillian. Let me grab the Aetheryte crystal over here. So there's like a millionth inside. Was her NPC there before 6 point whatever? Let me just go inside real quick. If I even can. Yep. Okay, yeah, she stands there once you unlock her custom deliveries. Alright, let's go ahead and take the Aetheryte back to the center. Or actually, I don't think I unlocked that one. Oh, hold on, there's another one down here. Yeah, let's go down there and do this. I like the aesthetic of this place. And the guitar for the background music. Okay, let's head on over here. Discuss Journey's End. Right, we crossed this bridge here, as I recall. Stick to the path, and be careful not to end up back in the Aetheryte Plaza. Sharlayan is full of educational and research institutions, but there are still professors who preferred to establish their own private practices. Not that I ever attended the exclusive schools they run in these residences. Perhaps the twins could tell you more about them. Alright, let's head back to the plaza. I'll make sure to get the Aetheryte first, before we do the next quest objective. Grab the Aetheryte first. Alright, let's continue. As the joyous look on Gra'ha's face has undoubtedly informed you, this is the Baldesion Annex. If you continue up this hill, you will arrive at the doorstep of the phenomenon. But I think we've explored enough for one day. We can take you there another time. Inside with you, then. I'm back, and I've brought Berlin and Gra'ha with me. Ah, you were right about the ship then. Hello, Gra'ha. It's nice to see you again. And it's a pleasure to finally meet you, Berlin. I've heard many a tale of your exploits. Ojika Sunjika. It's been an age. Allow me to introduce Ojika Sunjika, Administration Officer of the Students of Baldesion. He oversees the day-to-day business of the Annex. You may recall meeting his cousin, Endjika. Endjika is... That's why I thought so. So Endjika, I believe, is the person in Eureka that is really annoying and doesn't want to work with us, at least in Animos and the beginning of Pagos. Oh yes, Eureka. I've read the initial reports. Quite a shock to hear what's become of the Isle. Do take care if you have the opportunity to rejoin the expedition. This place is like a second home for the students. The Isle of Vol served as our main headquarters, of course, but we often had occasion to visit Sharlayan. Whether to make the use of the city's research facilities, attend conferences, or procure supplies from distant shores. And the annex here was built to provide lodgings for our members while we engaged in such activities. Ever since our former headquarters, along with the Isle itself, vanished, the annex has served as our base of operations. And yet it feels so empty, with so many lost to us. Our organization is a shell of its former self. Because the Isle of Vol literally disappeared, and then it just reappeared, and that's what Eureka's story is. I think. The day will come when we will see the students rise again. But first, we must ensure that the telephony fall. Through the door to the left here is the main hall, where we can discuss our operations moving forward. Once everyone arrives, that is. You probably have some time to rest before our discussion begins in earnest. I've had private quarters prepared for you in the Andron. So please, feel free to make yourself at home. Ah, the nap rooms, perfect for an afternoon doze. Oh, I didn't mean to give you the wrong impression. The chambers are quite well appointed, far more so than some cheap roadside inn, you may be assured. It was simply that we were often so busy with research or exhausted from journeys abroad that we would slip into the Andron just to steal a few winks. And thus they became known amongst the students as nap rooms, even if many such naps might last well into the following morning. Say the word, and I'll be happy to show you to your chamber. Okay, and that's the inn for this place. Hopefully the others won't be too long in coming. I'll wait for all of you in the main hall. Okay, let's see. Can't actually go in. Welcome back, Brilliant. Ready for a nap? Sure, let's go and check it out. Yeah, okay, just a regular inn room. Let's see. I feel like there's some, like, a bunch of Easter eggs here that I don't realize. It's like, there's just a pile of crystals here. And then a wash basin. Okay, well. go ahead and talk to Gra'ha first. Do you have papers pasted on your walls of your room? It was not unusual for occupants to pin up notes and documents and such, and then forget to take the— okay, that's what we were seeing, when they went on their merry way. Sometimes it was quite deliberate, though. You might see complaints addressed to other members, or a thank you card for the engrossing literature someone left behind. That's funny. Beloved traditions that I should know better than to dwell upon. If we are to create a future for the students of Baldesion and so many others, we must look to the days ahead. Let's go in the hall and talk to Krile. Feeling refreshed and alert, our colleagues should be wandering in soon, so I suggest we stay here and wait for them to join us.
Pray forgive me. I was delayed.
It's fine, Urianger. We're all here now.
Let's get down to business then, shall we? Come what may, we must prevent the Telophoroid's plans from coming to fruition. At present, I see two paths for gathering the information which may aid us in achieving that goal.
Okay, it is Telophoroi.
The first involves an investigation into the change which has come over Sharlayan, not to mention the recent inscrutable behavior of the Forum. As most of you know, the 99 members of the Forum are elected from the general populace. This alone guarantees a plethora of opinion with regards to foreign policy. The bibliotheques, for example, are a group of conservatives which would have Sharlayan focus on recording history, while remaining entirely uninvolved in the making of it. And at the other extreme, we have advocates for proactive diplomacy and direct intervention. My grandfather Galef was one such member, as was Archon Louisois. Yet despite our diverse factions and philosophies, the recent vote to deny Eorzea's request for assistance was unanimous. Even more concerning was the fact that many cited other, more pressing duties as justification for their recalcitrance.
Fortuno's refusal in Gridania had those same undertones. 'Twas as if, having stared unblinking into the face of impending doom, it simply turned away to pursue something more important. But what could that possibly be?
A mystery indeed, and one which I ask for your help to solve. Our future may depend on it.
Yeah, what are they hiding? We're gonna need to find that
As
out.
for our second potential path, it concerns a request made directly to the students of Baldesion.
Oh, Baldesion. I kept on reading that as an O. The E is an
Our
O.
organization was founded primarily to study strange and unexplained phenomena the world over. Mysterious relics and ruins, arcane disturbances, and so forth. Compared to our more isolationist Sharlayan colleagues, we have strong connections overseas, namely with scholars and academics who share our passion for the unknown. The request in question comes from one such acquaintance, Nadana, an alchemist residing in distant Thavnair.
Okay, and that's
Her
why we end up going
describes
there.
the sudden appearance of a tower, and the subsequent summoning of what I can only assume is a lunar primal. In response to this threat, the satrap of Radzat-Han, the individual who governs the city-state, has instructed the alchemists to find a means to deal with the spire.
The artisans of that land are heirs to an ancient tradition, one rather unlike that of their Uldan counterparts. 'Tis possible, nay, probable, that they have gleaned truths unattainable by Eorzea or her Far Eastern allies.
They do, in fact, appear to have a strategy in mind, though it will require further research. To that end, they have requested an introduction to a capable warrior shielded by the blessing of light.
Ah, okay. Hey, we just happen to have one of those.
Assuming we divide our forces to pursue both of Kral's lines of inquiry, then having you join the group heading to Thavnair would seem the obvious choice. But the investigation in Sharlayan is of vital importance as well. Equal, I think, to the Thavnairian one, given that the fate of the world may hinge on the results of both.
Should learn to play dancer for the Thavnairian.
Yes, it is quite the quandary. Though it is a great imposition and an altogether too common one, our efforts would be more likely to succeed were you to lead the charge on both fronts. You are indeed our champion. As to which task to tackle first, we will defer to your decision.
Okay, so it's
Let
a
us
split
next
storyline.
decide how everyone else might best be assigned.
I think.
As for myself, I shall continue what I've begun in Sharlayan. I should also like to steal the services of an Archon or two.
I think you should totally be happy to try and take on these
And
people.
thereby gain access to a greater range of reading material. I will help with that.
Yep. Maybe Orianji too, and then Thancred
Allow
will
me to
come with
offer my
me.
assistance. I have some small amount of experience in the field of research.
Just a little.
Alice and I would also like to help, if you would have us.
Are you sure you guys would do the best here?
Anything to understand even a fraction of
Oh,
what
okay.
our father and the Forum might be thinking.
Of course, the more the merrier.
And was Thancred going to come with me?
Right. The rest of us will make the journey to
Yeah,
Thavnair.
Thancred and Estinien. And Orianji.
Thoughts? Objections?
I passed through Thavnair on my way to infiltrate the Empire, and though I'm not qualified to give a guided tour, I did gain a sense of where things lie.
That'll be helpful.
I'll be happy to have you along then. So for this group, it will be you, me, and Urianger.
Give me a moment afterwards, and I'll supply you with all the details of Nadana's request. Consider this hall our rendezvous point once our respective tasks are complete. May our investigations prove fruitful.
So we nod. That was a fun little tour. Looks like we're gonna head over to Thavnair. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that first. Let's go ahead and talk to these two first. Though I have read much of the subject of Radzad Han, this visit shall be my first. 'Twill be interesting to see how the Hunnish mean to contend with the tower, different as their magical and technological disciplines are. So it's back to Thavnair. Had I known earlier, I would have considered more subtle attire. Or suitable. For Thavnair bound, Thancred is eager to set forth into Thavnair. I have Krile's instructions in hand. If you're ready to set out, then so are we. Having been to Thavnair before, I can travel by Aetheryte, but what of the rest of you? Another sea voyage would waste time we do not have. Krile was of the same mind, and has also already secured the aid of a good folk of the Confluence. We'll take ourselves there. Uh-oh. The Confluence, thou sayest. I'm afraid so, my friend. Thou wilt recall the hunt for Iceheart. unto which sanctuary we delivered the owning to the knowledge of our comrade Monbrida. Monbrida was an authority on aetherology, a field of study she did embark upon in pure pursuit of her parents' example. Oh, right. Okay. He doesn't want to run into her parents. Both the authorities in their own right, and both are researchers at the Confluence. Haven't you gone to see them yet? Yeah, I thought that's what he would be doing. I attempted to do so earlier, but to my shame, my courage failed me in the last. Urianger. As it hath the many times, I thought to reach out to them after sending that fateful letter. Neither time nor introspection have revealed unto me the words I should speak, and thus have I kept my silence. Whether you come with us or no is your choice, and yours alone. If it is too difficult, we'll manage. Thou art kind to say so, but I have no intention of forsaking our cause. I shall go to the Confluence, and I shall face that which hath long been overdue. It is settled. Then let us be off. When we arrive, we shall look for our researcher named Kite. Alright then, let's head over to Thavnair. Well, first the Confluence. Maybe we'll actually get to see Monbrida's parents. I thought we didn't actually meet them until 6.1. Well, it doesn't matter. Nope, there's a blue quest. Okay, this will be the hunt and leaves. I'm actually gonna run over to the Studium and unlock the 8th right there. I think that's actually all of them. Yeah, I think that's the only one I have left. Because I got that. I think I grabbed that, and I grabbed those two, and I grabbed that. Oh, looks like there's blue over here. Oh, and that unlocks the sightseeing points. I'm gonna go and grab that too. Also gonna check if there's a script vendor in here. Could have sworn that I saw on a list that there's supposed to be one. You've attuned yourself to all the Aetherite and Old Sharlayan. Yep. Let's take a look in here, in the Studium. Ah, script exchange. House of Splendors only conducts business with referred individuals, surely you understand. Excuse me. Don't make me call over Rowena. I don't think she would be happy that you were refusing a person such as myself. Either way, I will need to pick that up. Yeah, I guess if we're going to teleport straight there, then I'm going to go and grab the sightseeing points first. And I guess I'll pick up the leaves as well. Switch over to a trade. Not going to bother reading these. Yeah, general leaves are now available. Let's see. Yep, okay. That unlocks those. Let me go grab the sightseeing points. Nope, not that way. So that if I actually like run into them, I can do them. Because I actually got a decent amount of the Stormblood ones, or at least I got a couple of Stormblood and Heavensward just because I saw them. Alright, good man. Sightseeing points. Oh, so it is you. Please make your acquaintance. I am Iron Mills, and I thought I recognized that last time. Yeah, Ironheart. You didn't hand me the log. Yours Miller told me about how long or expeditions. Yeah, okay. Let me see here. Oh, I forgot to mention. Can't forget to mention that. And done. Bill said, jotted down everything, a few notes. I'll eventually do them all. Because, like, I still have the stupid, ARR ones to do, which I don't really, like, put much effort into. But now let's head over to the Confluence. I guess I can unlock the hunts, but I'll do that later. Wanted to make sure to get the sightseeing log so I can get those while I do it. Or while I do MSQ. Let's go to the center. Go over to the Confluence. I don't see anyone that could possibly be her parents, but I doubt we would just have them sitting around. Nah, we'll see. Well now, this is rather a lot of stern faces. Are my library books overdue again? Not to our knowledge. We're associates of Krile, the students of Baldesion. We seek passage to Thavnair, and understand that you can assist us. Ah, the test subjects. I do not like where this is going. What? Both of us just look at each other. What? Oh, you hadn't heard? Well then, allow me to explain. So, in order to travel to an aetheryte, you ordinarily need to be attuned to it beforehand. Otherwise, you can't use it as a beacon to seek out while you're a mess of aether hurtling along the lifestream. An inconvenient but incontrovertible limitation of aetherite teleportation. But what if I were to tell you that there's a way to travel to an aetheryte without being attuned to it? A way to teleport instantly to places you've never been. For long years, we've labored to make such travel possible that people might move about more freely. And we've finally done it. We've created a new kind of aetheryte that doesn't require attunement. Truly, that changes everything. Well, my language may have been a bit misleading. The user need not attune to these aetherites, but the aetherites themselves must be pre-attuned to each other. That's what I was thinking, thereby facilitating travel between 2 points. But it just so happens that our first test pair of aetherites, one has been installed here in Sharlayan and the other in Yeddelimad. Yeddelimad, sure. A port town in Thavnair. As you know, our nation has long maintained strong ties with the Radzad Han. And indeed, we owe much of this breakthrough to the contributions of their alchemists. So to sum up, we're to test these aetherites. How fortuitous for you. I should mention that an accident has impaired my ability to channel aether. Will this be a problem? Not at all. As a matter of fact, you might say these aetherites were made for people like your good self. The magic imbued within will whisk you away without any effort on your part. A veritable dream come true, and far be it from me to worry about such things. But do we have permission to make use of your shiny new invention? The only permission required is yours, so assuming you're willing, we're all set. It may come as a surprise, but we actually struggled to find test subjects. No, that's not a surprise at all. Most people seem to have an unreasonable fear of their souls gradually disintegrating as they drift helplessly in the lifestream, in the statistically unlikely event that something goes awry, as Thancred and Y'shtola would know. But it's plain that you aren't most people. Mistress Krile truly knows how to pick 'em. If I might change the subject, as Master Wilsafon and Bloida not present today. Oh, you didn't hear? They've recently resigned their posts. Their expertise were needed elsewhere. A large-scale project helmed by the Forum itself. Interesting. as I understand, but I'm not privy to the details. Very interesting. I see. Any other questions? No? Then let's get going before you change your minds. Please see to your preparations and head outside to the Aetheryte Plaza. I'll be along shortly. Interesting. So, yeah, I mean, they're not there, but what big scale project are they working on? Wonder if it has to do with the thing that they're not telling us about. Though words unsaid, yet weigh heavily on my heart, I should devote mine all to our task in Thavnair. Given my experience with teleportation, I'd be lying if I didn't have reservations, but I must trust in Krile. I shall teleport the tried and trusted way. Good luck. Well, let's get whisked away on this as test subjects.
Right, we're all set. Just the 4 of you, was it?
3. I'm already attuned to the crystal in Thavnair.
You are? Oh. I would have preferred more test subjects.
Okay, Elise.
Oh, well, never mind. If our 3 travelers could line up here, please.
It sure sounds like her voice actress.
Yes, right there is fine. Take a deep breath, and I'll soon have you soaring through the ether.
I mean, it's a different person, obviously, slightly different accent.
Oh, and one last thing.
Oh no.
You might experience a teensy-weensy touch of violent ethereal sickness.
Uh,
Good luck!
maybe you should have told us this before? What? Oh no! Oh no. Oh, back to the map.
Thavnair, home to city-state Rads at Han. Rising from the southeast waters of the Bounty, this Isle of Plenty served as the battleground for a conflict between 2 peoples. Their cultures bled into one another until a unique amalgamation was distilled from the chaos, in a process not unlike their precious alchemy. Once solidified as a single
there's a
nation,
tower.
an adamant stance of neutrality would hold invaders at bay. For a time. Now across this vibrant isle creeps a fog of malice. What choice do you have?
Oh no.
What chance? Against such an insidious foe.
Ilsabard, Thavnair. Jeez. It almost would have been better if he had just taken the ship. I've seen a screenshot of that.
I've seen fairer faces after a bout of bad shellfish. Let me bring you something to drink. That should help settle your bellies.
There was a note with Krile's instructions.
Don't drink the red ale?
Don't let Estinien roam the markets alone. He's alarmingly bad with coin.
Oh no. Oh no. Are we gonna be stumbling around? You managed to will yourself to your feet, but oops. Oh, come on, there's no debuff? There's no drunk debuff or something? Dot, dot, dot. Heh, no stopping our champion. Now quickly, find Estinien before he... I'll just do some backflips. Oh, let me go ahead and attune. There's Estinien over there. Oh, okay, there it is. Oh, there we go. Now I actually get the debuff. So in World of Warcraft, they have, or at least in Classic, they had some quests where you would have to like get drunk and do like missions. You there. I need 3 drinks. Something that helps with aether sickness. But by the... One sec, a traveler, greetings. Greetings and welcome. You are wise, sir, good sir, to come to me. My special amore lassie, made with only the finest and freshest ingredients, is a famed for calling unruly bellies. By way of the warm welcome to Thavnair, I'm pleased to offer you at the low price of 19,800 gil. Estinien. We're not 1, but 2, but 3! A bargain amongst bargains. The price is high road robbery. The price is high road robbery, and you want to say as much to Estinien, but you realize any words of wording you cry out would be accompanied by your last meal. You must stand before Estinien and using gestures deny to deal with the affair. I thought you could barely stand. What do you need to tell me is that so urgent? Wait, I shouldn't buy the lassie? This merchant is swindling me? Ah! Sincerest apologies, sir, but I appear to have my prices confused. It's actually 1,890 gil for the 3 bottles of lassie. That confusion could be quite costly for both of us. Very well, then, your coin. Here, a bottle for each of you. Take them to the others and get some rest. I'll be back after I've explored the town. No backflips. Backflips aren't a good idea. A teensy-weensy touch, she says. Not even my hardest night's drinking comes close. Dot, dot, dot. Praise be the 12. My stomach doth loosen its death grip. My heartfelt thanks to thee and Estinien, and to the fine fruits of this land. You were, in time, Excellent. You've spared us the Taru's wrath. Sweet, sweet release. If you haven't already, you should have yours too. Right. I'm ready to get on with it. Oh, come on. I thought I stopped this. Back on your feet, I see. Thy hair. Oh, okay. Aye, I've bound it. 'Tis the most I could do against the heat, short of shedding my armor. May I ask where you've gotten that cord from? Oh no. A local vendor. The man said it's Thavnairian weave, tough and not easily unraveled. And how much did it cost you? 9,400 gil. A steal, I was told. Oh no, 'tis nothing fancy, but I've always valued function over form. Estinien! That's incredible. I dare say not even Alphanode could hold a candle to you. It's not uncommon for merchants to set their prices high, but doesn't it seem a bit excessive? It seems excessive here. All my Honish merchants so unscrupulous. I expected the Azure Dragoon to put up more of a fight. But yeah, that does still, they're exorbitantly high. I am inclined to agree with thine assessment. It doth seem excessive, unusually so. Claiming Thavnair as its dominion, the nation of Radzad-Han hath long thrived as a hub of commerce. In the beginning, there were the Elephant people, a Maticon tribe indigenous to this island. Over time, they came to be joined by other races, and though the intermingling, a culture rich and distinct did emerge. From alchemy to textiles, the products of the Hanash culture have come to be celebrated and coveted the world over. A development only aided by the nation's prime location as a waypoint betwixt east and west. All of this hath combined to make a new trading power of Radzad-Han. Yet such a status cannot be taken for granted. Nay, it must needs be maintained through judicious governance and stringent regulation. Neither of which I could see any evidence, given the merchants at a gateway town are free to fleece hapless travellers and tarnish the reputation of the nation at large. Just so, the opportunistic pricing is rampant doth suggest that oversight is much weakened, or mayhap that the people have fallen upon hard times. Whatever the truth may be, it would be prudent to ascertain the current state of affairs. Time to question the town. Prudent and practical, aye. We've naught to lose by learning more. So ere we seek out Krile's acquaintance, shall we see what information we can gather here in Yed-Limad? Excellent. We didn't exactly get off to a flying start, but we'll make up for it.